Right now, 6,000 miles from where you're sitting, 50,000 workers are about to shut down the factory that built the memory inside your phone. The chip in your laptop, the storage in your car, the server holding your cloud photos. One company makes roughly 40% of all of it. And that company's workers just walked away from the negotiating table. If you've been planning to buy a laptop, upgrade your PC, or replace your phone this year, the price you pay may be decided in the next 7 days. Not by supply and demand, by a labor dispute most people haven't heard of yet. Samsung Electronics, the single largest memory chip manufacturer on Earth, is facing its biggest strike in history. 50,000 workers, 18 days, starting May 21st. And the shockwave is already moving through markets before a single worker has left the floor. In Shenzhen, China, the world's largest electronics market, the price of a standard DDR4 memory module jumped 20% in a single week. Not after the strike, after the announcement. Traders in Huaqiangbei started hoarding chips the moment negotiations collapsed. 16-gigabyte modules that sold for 100 yuan last month now cost over 200. Some are pushing 300. That's the spot market reacting to a threat. The strike hasn't even started. So why does a labor dispute in South Korea reach your wallet in Kansas or your office in London? Because Samsung doesn't just make chips. Samsung is the bottleneck. They control roughly 36% of global DRAM production and over a quarter of NAND flash. There is no laptop, no server rack, no smartphone on this planet that doesn't depend on memory flowing out of their fabs in Pyeongtaek and Hwaseong. Now here's the detail that changes the math entirely. Semiconductor factories are not car factories. When an automaker strikes, the assembly line pauses and restarts the day workers return. When a chip fab stops, every wafer in the pipeline is destroyed. Hundreds of nanoscale processes running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Etching, layering, printing circuits atom by atom. One interruption and months of work turns to scrap. A single wafer produces around 1,800 DRAM chips, each worth over $3,000. Once the line goes cold, those wafers become expensive garbage. Industry analysts calculate Samsung's losses at $29 million per hour. That's 12.6 times the hourly loss of an automotive strike. And the damage doesn't end when workers return. Recalibrating those machines, hundreds of tools operating at the nanometer scale, takes 2 to 3 weeks after the strike ends. An 18-day walkout creates a 36-day production blackout. JP Morgan estimates this could cut Samsung's annual DRAM output by up to 0.9%. That sounds small until you hear what a semiconductor executive told Korean press. Right now, if you order 10 units of DRAM, you receive 6. Shave another 0.9% off that supply, and you get panic buying across the entire chain. If you own a retirement fund with any exposure to tech hardware, or you're budgeting for a new device this year, the next part matters. TrendForce reports that major customers, the companies building your phones and laptops, are already scrambling to lock in supply from SK Hynix and Micron. Once those customers switch suppliers, they rarely come back. The certification process alone costs months and millions. Samsung isn't just losing production days. It's losing relationships that took decades to build. And underneath the supply chain math lies a question that affects every worker in every booming industry. Samsung offered its employees a one-time bonus of $340,000. They rejected it. Across town, SK Hynix workers are on track to receive up to $900,000 per year in profit-sharing bonuses, because Hynix formalized annual payouts tied to operating profit. Samsung's workers aren't asking for charity, they're asking why the company sitting at the center of the AI memory boom won't share the windfall the way its direct competitor does. That gap, $340,000 versus $900,000, is the gap between a one-time gesture and a structural commitment, and it reveals something bigger than one company's labor relations. The AI supercycle is printing record profits across the semiconductor industry. The question of who captures that wealth is no longer theoretical, it's on the picket line. Within 90 days, you will feel this in the prices you pay. Memory contracts for the third quarter are being negotiated right now, and every buyer on Earth just lost leverage. The strike hasn't started, and DDR4 is already up 20%. Analysts project another 20 to 30% if the walkout proceeds. Your next laptop, your next phone, your company's next server upgrade. Every price tag traces back to a negotiating table in Sejong City where two sides couldn't agree on how to split a boom. The age of cheap memory is over, and most of the world doesn't know it yet. If you want to see what's coming before it hits your bank account, subscribe to Core Morsels. I'll see you in the next one.